we care about Bitcoin adoption. We care about the Lightning Network, and we value the Lightning Network a lot. We see that the Lightning Network has made Bitcoin scalable. And we don't. I understand that even without the Lightning Network, Bitcoin still has the value that it has totally, but Lightning Network just adds a really big use case to Bitcoin, and that's instant transactions with virtually no fees. We like to, we're the cheapest. I think we're the lowest fee wallet in the world, actually. We don't really have any fees or withdrawal fees except for 0.1% conversion fee when you're converting from on-chain Bitcoin to Lightning Bitcoin. So it's the easiest and most cost-effective solution. Is our biggest selling point. And then people ask us, they ask me like, how do you like onboard businesses? Like, what's your elevator pitch, so to speak, right? And the biggest thing is I just tell merchants that because I've done cold calling, right? Like I've cold called, I would say pretty much every single business in Canada that is on that's on BTC Map, and also btcmap.org, or maps.bitcoin.org. And the biggest selling point is that we guarantee them more sales. Like I guarantee you more sales if you accept Bitcoin and Lightning as a payment option. And then we tell them that they're going to have a community that supports them. The Vancouver Bitcoin community is a really passionate community. We go out and we just try to just spend our sats, right? Spend our Bitcoin at all these places. And then when the business owners they kind of clue into that. If they understand what I'm saying, then they say yes. The only reason that a business owner would say no is if they just don't understand like what I'm saying. So a lot of the business owners that are using us we're no coiners actually, right? If we meet a business owner that is a Bitcoiner already, that obviously makes my job easier. It makes our job easier for the Bitcoinization. But we definitely target all kinds of businesses, right? We don't really turn people away. We've come across businesses that are using us in other parts of the world, and we didn't know about it until we started asking everybody about it in our group chats. And then some people would send me messages saying, "Oh yeah, hey, we've been using CoinOS for a little bit," and then I'm like, "Oh, okay, well let me know." And then I tell the business owner, "Let me know so I can market your business," right? We give your business free marketing as well, like on all the social media platforms, the Bitcoin map websites and stuff. And I mean, in a nutshell, that's it. That's our goal. We care about Bitcoin adoption, and we know that the more Bitcoin adoption there is, the more it's gonna the price will go up, and just more people will be using it, and it'll become more popular. And that's what we all want. We want Bitcoin to be as adopted as possible, right? And that's why I've been going to lots of festivals and events the past year. Went to Miami Bitcoin Conference, Bitcoin Lake in Guatemala, Bitcoin Beach in El Salvador, and Bitcoin Jungle in Costa Rica. Yeah, so I go around to these places to just try to share the word, Yeah. So yeah, if you have any other questions or anything, let me know. We also host events. We host about 5 to 6 events per month approximately, and at these events we do demos with CoinOS, and we just educate people about Bitcoin. We get no coiners regularly. I would say we get no coiners. Obviously we get Bitcoiners, like most of the people that are coming are Bitcoiners, but we do onboard no coiners on a regular basis. Yeah. And I'm onboarding users regularly, especially baby boomers and stuff, right? Yeah. Do you have another question, or you guys can hear
Yeah,
me
I'd
okay?
love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Oh, okay.
just open it up, man.
Sure.
Just the whole panel.
Sure.
If anybody wants to ask questions, if
Sure.
you're cool
Sure.
with
Sure.
that, just
Yeah.
keep it a
Yeah.
discussion.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, for sure. Alex. And then, Adam. so Adam Soltis, he's the founder of Coinos, and he just he joined the Twitter Spaces just now. He wasn't able to before, but he was able to find time to come on. It might be, I think it'd be a cool idea if maybe Adam would introduce himself for a little bit. Yeah, he's
absolutely. Adam, can you hit request to speak?
Maybe maybe he's just texting. Okay, maybe he's, yeah, I guess he'll when he requests to speak, I guess that'll be the signal that he's available. Yeah. Yeah, and we're just always looking to just expand more and get connected to more communities and people, right? And we've been on some podcasts. Oh, it says Adam Soltis is speaking now. Okay.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, Adam.
Yeah, we can hear you. Good morning. Thanks for joining us, man.
Morning. Yeah, sorry I was late. I was getting my kids off to school. Yeah, I'm Adam. I'm the founder of Coinos, and just been trying to get Bitcoin adoption going in Vancouver and around the world for the last decade or so. And I started off as a web developer in my former career before going full-time on Bitcoin. So that was my way of contributing, is building a web app that's easy for people to use. And yeah, just going to try to keep improving it and make it easy for other people to follow the same kind of pattern as us, either by running our software, which is all free and open source, or just by sharing information like Cole's just doing on tips and tricks on how to onboard merchants. So yeah, happy to answer any questions as well. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. One thing I'm curious about, and then we'll go with Berkshire, is like what makes you guys different than some of the other onboarding sort of platforms for merchants in Lightning, like Ibex and some of these other guys?
Part of yeah, good question. So we have the lowest fees, so we're a more cost-effective solution, and then we also give businesses free marketing if they use us. Whereas if you go to Ibex, for example, like I can. Ibex is a good product, sure, but they're not going to give you the free marketing on all the social medias, or have like a directory. Whereas we put you on our map, we put you on other Bitcoin maps, giving you a lot of exposure to the global Bitcoin community, and the lowest fees. That's a big one too.
Another point that makes us stand out a little bit is that we are open source, and also we have a really smooth integration between the different layers of Bitcoin. So if you want to pay a Lightning invoice and you've only deposited on-chain Bitcoin into your account, we'll do that conversion behind the scenes. So people don't really need to think about, getting into Lightning or getting into Liquid. We take care of all that and just make it super easy. And we've also got some features for merchants specifically, like the ability for customers to add a tip. That's one thing that a lot of other payment processors don't seem to have. So when you punch in the sale amount, it'll prompt you to add a tip, and then it'll regenerate the Lightning invoice to add that amount on. We also have reporting features that merchants are looking for, so that when they get a sale, it records the fiat value at the time of sale and gives them a report that totals that all up. So it's really easy for them to see their income and see what the price was when they acquired the Bitcoin that they're getting from their customers.
And then we see there's a couple of people with questions. There's one guy named Berkshire, and then the other guy, Don Bay. Do we want to answer?
Yeah. Hi. Is that Cole and Adam? It's great to. So I'm one of the 3 partners in the UK of Bridge to Bitcoin, and we onboard merchants in the UK, but we don't have our own technology. We look at all technologies, and what you're describing, if your solution's worldwide, what we also do in the UK is all of that marketing stuff that you say you're doing as well. So if we were to use you, either of us could do that, and we add them to BTC Map, and we also have our own map in the UK, which is, it's on Google Maps. I mean, people can download the data if they want, but it's just we gain better control of the presentation by doing that, and we can also add online businesses because it's our map, and we don't have to conform to the OpenStreetMap standards, which require a physical location. What I'd like to say is, I think you two and we three partners in the UK, we should have a call, because we'd like to explore what you're doing, and maybe you add your technology to the options that we recommend to merchants. So it's really great to hear about this. If you're up for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we would love that. Yeah, and yeah, that'd be great. Love to have a call with you and talk more details about all of that. That's really, really good to hear.
Right. I saw that we're already following you on the bridge from the Bridge to Bitcoin account, but I'm now following you from Berkshire Bitcoiners as well. Which this account is like my local meetup. Bridge to Bitcoin is the account where we for the business where we onboard merchants. But so we're following you in both. But after the call, I'll DM you. Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I followed you just now too. So.
Yo, what up, y'all? I love hearing about the tip feature and then some of the tracking stuff. In what limited attempts I've had to onboard merchants here in California where I'm at is, as you guys know, you have a pretty walled off POS system infrastructure for most merchants that wall off other stuff. As simple as, even having an other button on the current POS system that say like, track payment using something else. So what I'm curious from you guys is are there a list of POS systems that you can integrate with already? What kind of work is being done there? And do you feel, in your opinion, that that's something that's not going to be possible, that basically a Bitcoin POS system that is superior to the current POS systems is going to have to be built, including things like inventory tracking? Shoot, some of them have staffing on there. So it's great to hear that you guys are looking at some of these other aspects of a merchant POS system, because I don't know. I'm curious to what you guys think, if that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, I can answer that. Basically, yeah, you're right. Yeah, all the POS systems right now, a lot of them are walled gardens, and they don't want to add a Bitcoin option because they know that that's going to, be the writing on the wall for them at some point. So we have talked to a few local POS companies and talked about integration so that when a merchant types in a sale, they could have their POS communicate that to our tablet, and then it would generate an invoice in our app. But we decided not really to go down that route because, if you get one or two, that's fine, but you need to get them all because different merchants are using different systems. And so rather than focusing on integrating with existing POS platforms, we're more focused on just making it super easy to accept Bitcoin. And what we've been telling all the merchants is just enter it as cash into whatever POS you already have, because they can all take cash payments. You can always say the customer paid with cash and generate a receipt for them. And you can record that as into your system and do your accounting when you're taking cash payments. And Bitcoin is digital cash, and it has a dollar value at the time of sale. So what we've been saying is well, I'll back up for a sec. What we've been doing with a lot of merchants is giving them a receipt printer. So this is a separate printer from whatever system they already have. It's super cheap. It's one I sourced off AliExpress in China. It costs about $20 US for the hardware. And we've just been giving them out. We've been covering the cost of that and giving it to a bunch of merchants. And what that printer does is, as soon as a payment comes into their account after the customer sends a Lightning payment, it prints out a receipt with a dollar value. And the staff will take that receipt and put it in the till, and they'll enter it as cash. So it saves them from ever having to touch a device or a tablet or get into our app to create the QR code and all that. The customer can go to their merchant page, for example, coinos.io/vanlove, is the public URL of a sushi restaurant. And all of our merchants will have their own public page that's just their username at our website. So koinos.io/your username. And customers can go to that and they can push a payment whenever they want. So they don't have to ask the merchant to create an invoice. They can just go to that page. They can enter in the total they want to pay in dollars. They can add their tip, and then they can pay with either a Lightning wallet or an on-chain wallet. So they have the option of choosing what kind of invoice to generate. It could be Lightning or it could just be a Bitcoin address. And when they send the payment, the merchant's account will detect it immediately, and the printer will detect it and immediately print out a receipt. So there's no interaction required on the part of the staff or the merchant. They just get this little ticket that comes out. It tells them what they got. So they don't have to trust the customer's phone. They don't have to trust that the customer used the right exchange rate, because the invoice was generated through our website. So it's using our exchange rate, and we're giving them that independent third-party verification from us that the customer paid the right amount. And the merchant puts that receipt in the till, and it's just like cash. So it doesn't matter what system they're using already. They just treat it like they would any normal cash payment.
Hi there, good morning. Oh, well, BJ, you had your hand up.
No, Kisa, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I just had two quick questions, and forgive me because I actually lost the space for a few minutes, so if these have been answered, let me know. The one was early on, the Koinos, sorry, I forget your name, who was under the Koinos account. You said that you've called every business in Canada on BTC Maps, cold called, and one of the things you're doing is guaranteeing more sales if they accept Bitcoin. And I was just confused about that, because aren't those businesses on that map because they're already accepting Bitcoin? That was my first question. And the second one is, how do you base, you said your exchange rate is or sort of automatically in with this last thing you were just saying. And I'm just curious what that is. Do you have a spread, or how does that work?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. So when I was talking, you're right about the, I guarantee more sales with, we give the business more marketing, so they'll get more attention and they'll get more, people knowing about them. And then I more so, what I meant to say was, yeah, guarantee more sales for the businesses that we approach more locally that, are not already accepting Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. But and then the spread question that you were asking about, we just the whenever we make a sale, whenever we make a transaction, it's all at the market price, and it's attached to Binance's Bitcoin price right now, is what our price oracle is attached to now. And yeah, so we if that does that answer your question or
Thank you. Yeah, it does.
okay.
Appreciate you
Yeah.
guys. I've heard great things about you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being on the Twitter space, and thanks for your question. Yeah.
I guess I'll go next. I hope it's not too technical here, but I'll try to make it as broad as possible. I and a friend of mine is a big YouTuber with a podcast network. We're dealing with the same issues. So, I have a book that's for sale. We're getting into Christmas season. We're about to do a Christmas campaign. And as of now, we don't accept purchases in Bitcoin, which I would like to change. So is this something that could integrate well into a regular website or like a WordPress site or something like that? And like how much, I don't know, how much knowledge would it require to integrate? Or is this something that you would sit down with myself or somebody else who's doing this sort of stuff and walk us through the process? I'm just curious how you guys operate.
Yeah, we do have an API that's a pretty simple one, so it's not too hard to integrate and be able to generate invoices from your account, to get like a QR code or something for people to pay you through your website. We did also release a Shopify plugin, so it's just a drop-in thing. If you have a Shopify account, you can drop a script into your settings page there, and it'll add a Bitcoin checkout using Coinos, so your customers can buy items from your store and pay with Lightning. There is a worry that Shopify might disallow those kinds of custom scripts in the next few months. I got an email about that, but we'll see what happens there. For now, it's working. And there was a community contributed WooCommerce plugin as well, which I haven't really tested myself that much, but it's out there on GitHub. Someone created a plugin, one of our community members. And I do need to do a little bit of a better job documenting how to do like a custom integration on your own website or WordPress. We do have some documentation at coinos.io/docs with some examples of how to call the API. But I would be happy to do hand holding and help you with a custom integration. So just reach out, and if you need a hand with it, yeah, I'm more than happy to help.
Okay, yeah. And the other thing is, when I was I don't know which one of you was in the UK. I guess it's Berkshire or one of you guys. When I was there in October, I mean, Carl's got an entire podcast network that has a very, very large following. And when I suggested to him, hey, man, why don't you accept Bitcoin for your membership? He said, oh, my God, I didn't even think of that. Where do I start? What do I do? And I just didn't really have have a place for him to go. So maybe if you could reach out, and whoever's in the UK, his name's Carl Benjamin, the network's called the Lotus Eaters. Maybe I can connect you guys, and maybe you can help out John and his team and try to integrate them, because we're all kind of in the same boat. We want to do it, but there's so many other things. We're so busy, and we need a lot of hand holding in this respect. So I'll send you a message or reach out to me if you could.
Yeah, please send a message about that so I remember it, all the names, and yeah, we can follow up on that.
All right, we got about 4 minutes left in the show, so we'll probably have room for maybe one more question. We'll give you guys some time to make some closing comments before we wrap up for the day. Do appreciate you guys being here. It's been a great segment.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for your Twitter space and your time. And there's a lot of listeners here in this Twitter space. It's very valuable to us to be able to share what we're doing and collaborate with people. Right? The amount of people that have spoken up and said they want to collaborate, and because we all have the same goal. That's what makes this community amazing, right? Because we all have the same goal, right? And then you meet other people in these other communities, and then you just band together, right? It's great. Love it. Yeah.
The other question I was going to ask about Shopify, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm banned from Shopify. I was banned from PayPal and Shopify and a bunch of other stuff when my bank accounts were frozen. Is that the only other API that you guys are working on, or is there other stuff coming down the pipeline? Just curious, what other options are out there?
Yeah, that's the only one we've done so far. We have our own API, so it's possible to integrate with a bunch of different platforms, but yeah, we're not targeting any specific e-commerce platforms. If anything, we're kind of looking to add more Nostr integration. So things like Nostr Marketplace would be of interest to us, but haven't started anything specifically on that yet.
All right. That's pretty much it for time. I'd like to give you guys a couple of moments to make some closing comments. We'd love to have you guys back. So let's do that again in the future, get an update from you, help you promote what you guys are doing some more. I think we need more of this, and I love to see it. Like, I'm reminded of, I recently went to a local farmer's market talking to these guys about, do you take Bitcoin? And having stuff like this that merchants can do easily is going to be super important, I think, for the circular economy that we're all trying to create in Bitcoin. Don Bay, go ahead, and then we'll go with closing comments from Coinos and wrap up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I chair a committee with the Santa Monica Chamber. Would love to connect with you guys. I'll message you, because I think it'd be good for them to hear about the work being done in this space and some of the POS challenges and stuff out there for businesses that want to accept Bitcoin. So I'll message you, and thanks for coming on. Really great to hear everything you guys are working on, especially the tip function, which came up a few times. So I think those kind of things are great.
Thanks, Dom, and yeah, thanks, Alex, for having us. It was awesome. Don't really have any more comments. Check us out at coinos.io, and let's keep orange pilling the world.
Let's go. This is what we call get on the mission.